to agreements between the agreement between Japan and the U.S., even with the change in Prime Minister, it's a commitment, a promise between governments. So I feel that it should not be changed. What is important is that with regard to the present agreement, it should be used to promote interests of both countries, and it should expand cooperation toward economic security, and also to feed that into economic cooperation promotion. I think that is what is of importance.
Again, we give the floor to the Japanese press. Please go ahead. Nishimura of Asahi Newspaper. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I have a question on domestic politics. You will attend to the Diet session after return to Japan with minority ruling party. How will you deal with measures to address rising prices? You committed to the Japanese Innovation Party that you will pass the bill to reduce seats by the end of this session. There's strong objection amongst the opposing party. Will you submit the bill, just the ruling party sponsoring the bill? And finally, approval rate is very high according to various polls, and Nikkei average is renewing record highs. But there are voices that dissolution should take place quickly. Do you have plans to ask the people whether they support the LDP Innovation Party coalition, which has yet to be tested by the election? Thank you. On the October 25th cabinet meeting, we came up with economic strategy, mainly by the minister in charge of economic and fiscal policies, that also deals with the measures to address rising prices. Super partisan discussions had been conducted, and I have given directions to do so. So based upon this policy, economic policies will be decided. And on the issue regarding reduction of seats between LDP and the Japan Innovation Party, we agreed that the number of seats at the lower house will be reduced with 10% at the target. And we agreed that we will seek to submit the bill within this session in fiscal year 2025 through a Diet member proposed bill. Now, each faction will discuss its views regarding these policies, so I will refrain from making comments on these issues from the perspective of the Prime Minister, but I'm also the president of the LDP, so in my such capacity in the agreement with the Japan Innovation Party, we agreed that it's important to gain extensive support to policy debate, and we agreed to discuss these issues with other parties as well. So based upon such agreements, we will engage in sincere discussions on these political matters. And on the trend with regards to equity prices and results of each poll taken, I will refrain from making any specific comments. If there is high expectations among the people to our leadership, I think they expect us to implement what we promised to them, including the economic policy. So what's important is to make advances of the policies we advance. We have no time to think about dissolution.
In the interest of time, this question will be the last question from the non-Japanese press. I will be accepting a question. Please state your name and affiliation. Person on the second row, second to the right of the center aisle from my position, please. 경북 일보 송애기운でございます. 개혁 신문でございます.
경주 APEC 발걸음을 하셨습니다.
You are in a historic city of Gyeongju. In Nara City, Nara Prefecture, you have originated from this prefecture, and you cherish traditional values. And so Japanese cities have a deep relationship with Gyeongju, and APEC AELM was held here, and I believe that is very significant. Gyeongju has a sister city relationship with Nara, 55 cities, and with Usa City, it has a 33-year sister city relationship. So, but every time there's a political confrontation between the two countries, there's a large drop in exchanges. With this AELM as a starting point, exchanges between the cities in both countries would further solidify the foundation for the development of both countries and international cooperation. If Japan has measures to further advance its relations with Nara, I would appreciate it if you could enlighten me on this. Thank you very much. Between Japan and Korea, the citizen exchanges would be important for the stable development of bilateral relations. Recently, regardless of generation or region, various exchanges are taking place, and these underpin the favorable trend of our present bilateral relationship. As you point out, between Nara City and my hometown and constituency and Gyeongju, there's a city-city relationship which has spurred sporting and cultural exchanges, and broad exchanges have been taking place. In the past few years, there has been a reduction in exchanges. There's perhaps the impact of COVID. Regarding the future, recently, local governments cooperate, and so they deal with issues such as responses to declining population. They deal with common issues facing both sides and exchange knowledge and experiences. And they are advancing in a way that's meaningful to both sides. And I believe this will be a clue to how we go forward. People live in different regions and different challenges are faced. And depending on the region, the struggles and challenges differ. And how they have resolve this, and going forward how they intend to resolve these issues, I believe that an objective discussion can take place, and that would deepen exchanges between both sides. On the part of the Japanese government, between different citizens, we want to cherish exchanges, and so between the two countries, we want to develop a relationship which is future-oriented and also successful.
This concludes the press conference by Prime Minister Takaichi. We ask the members of the press to stay in your current positions as the Prime Minister leaves, and thank you for your cooperation. Confirmed, while during President Trump's visit to Japan, which took place immediately after ASEAN, we clearly concurred to co-create a new history for the Japan-US alliance. Through the series of diplomatic events, I talked in person with several leaders, including our ally, like-minded nations, and regional neighbors, and established personal ties. I am pleased that I've been able to take a steady step forward to create a new horizon for the foreign policy of Japan. Initiatives to achieve my goal of restoring Japan's diplomacy to flourish on the world center stage has only just begun, as I mentioned in my opening remarks. But the starting dash was powerful. And building on this momentum, I am determined to make all-out efforts to build extensive partnership for the strengthening of the Japan-US alliance, realization of FOIP, and solidifying trust with major regional counterparts. So what's the difference between conventional foreign policy? I'm not sure, but people-to-people direct contacts are important. Just casual conversations about our daily lives is really important, and that shortens the distance between us.
Next, we'd like to entertain questions from the non-Japanese press. When called upon, please proceed to the microphone and state your affiliation and name before you ask your question. So the person in the front row, in the very front, please. Prime Minister, there's a headphone, so please use the headphone for simultaneous interpreting.
I'm from Reuters. 私はパク・ジュミンと申します。
Park Jimin from Reuters. If I may ask my question in Japanese or English is fine. Previously in July, with regard to the $550 billion of investment into the United States, you said that in light of a national interest, if you decide that it is not fair, you would ask for renegotiation.